So weather officials also said less rainfall and warmer temperatures are expected in the next few months due to a developing El Niño or dry spell. On Wednesday, PAGASA announced a weak El Niño has established in the country, and this means it will soon become a full-blown El Niño or an El Niño event. But the State Weather Bureau said it has not noted a specific pattern for the effects of a weak El Niño. So let's go in depth with the story, and we now have in the studio with us PAGASA weather forecaster Chris Perez. Chris, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
It's nice to see you in person instead of just talking to you on the phone.
Yes, nice to be back again here in the show.
So tell us about El Niño. What exactly, in layman's terms, what is this phenomenon?
Well, normally El Niño is the condition over the Pacific Ocean, when the concentration of warm ocean waters are more to the western or the eastern side of the Pacific. Now, clouds usually form over warm waters. And if these warm waters are farther away from the country, then we are more likely to experience less rains over the country. That's why during an El Niño event, we usually experience drier climate conditions or less rain conditions, resulting to dry spell, drought, and severe droughts in some places.
Okay, because, you know, Philippine summer is upon us. We do expect hotter, drier weather. Will it be hotter and drier compared to summers when we don't have an El Niño event?
Well, I think that's the bad thing about this current El Niño, no? It is coinciding with the incoming summer season in the Philippines, so we are expecting warmer daytime temperatures in some parts of the countries as well in the coming months.
Okay, how warm is warm?
Well, for example, for Metro Manila, we're expecting about the maximum temperature to shoot to about 38 to 39 degrees Celsius. Wow. And into the Tuguegarao area for about 40 to 42 degrees Celsius. That's quite hot. That
is really, really hot. And how long is it expected to last?
Well, the good thing about this current El Niño is that we're not expecting this to last expected to last only until the month of May. So if it will not affect the onset of the regular rainy season during the second half of every year, then that would be good.
Okay, so we said that it has begun, but it's not yet a full-blown El Niño. When will the full-blown El Niño actually start?
We're expecting this to become a full-blown El Niño probably by March or April.
Oh, so next month already.
And that would have an adverse impact on the, basically on the water supply. And that would have a domino effect on the dam operations, power generations, and irrigation, just to name a few.
Right, but this is not the first time, obviously, the Philippines is experiencing this, and it's not expected to be one of the worst.
Yes, actually, this current episode is comparable to previous episodes, such as the 2015 El Niño phenomenon, no? However, we are not expecting so much damages because as early as last year, we've been coordinating with other government agencies, the Department of Agriculture, the OCD, NDRMC, just to name a few, so that they can create task force for El Niño mitigation measures ahead before this current El Niño event becomes a full-blown case this year.
How far in the future can you forecast an El Niño event? Like, how much warning do you get as weather forecasters?
Well, normally when our climatologists start monitoring the Pacific, it usually takes about 6-month monitoring. It has to meet certain criteria before we can actually say that there's an ongoing El Niño event or La Niña event over the Pacific, and that would have adverse impact on the country in the coming months. And with or without the El Niño or La Niña condition, we continue to provide monthly climate and weather outlooks to some of the stakeholders, particularly those involved in the agricultural sector, power generation sector, just to give them an idea of what lies ahead in the coming months and what they can do to probably sustain their day-to-day operations, so it would not affect any of their day-to-day operations.
Right, forewarned is forearmed, so they say. But now there are already reports alleging that some rivers in the north are drying up due to this phenomenon. Is this true as far as you know, and how do we deal with something like that?
Well, we are expecting that the forecast rainfall in some watershed areas over the northern zone and some other parts of the country to be a little bit lower in the coming months. That is why in advance, we are already coordinating with the dam managers and other local sectors that are involved in the irrigation and agricultural sector to at least have a contingency measure to manage their water supply.
Okay, and for ordinary citizens like us, what can and should we do to prepare for El Niño?
Basically, one of the things that we normally recommend the general public is to conserve water. Because during an El Niño event, we have less rainfall, resulting to less water. then it will have a domino effect in everything that we do.
Right, so really be wise in your consumption of water.
Yes.
Right, okay, that is certainly good advice. Thank you very much, PAGASA weather forecaster Chris Perez. Always nice having you on the show.
Yes.